Hello everyone. Hello. Hello Aditya. Thank you Priyanka. Okay, people are joining in. Hi. Hi Dhuman, thank you. Okay, so a very warm good evening to our third live session of fraternity. My name is Vanshika and I am one of the co-founders of fraternity. I'm also doing chartered accountancy and I am in my first year of articleship right now. And as for fraternity, you guys know that fraternity is a platform wherein we share the stories of chartered accountants who have something different to share from the usual. And basically the idea is to create a tightly knitted community wherein every person shares their bit and in their respective domain. So yep, that is the idea. And guys, thank you so much for joining today on a Sunday evening. Also, I would request one thing that when I'll be taking up your questions, please place your questions in the question tab which is given right below your phone screen. The icon is a question mark, so from there you can place in your questions. So today's guest for the evening is someone who has qualified chartered accountancy, has worked with Nestle post qualifying, and now she has been recently selected at IIM Ahmedabad for doing her post graduation, that is MBA. So I think without any further ado, we should just take Simran live with us. Hi Simran.
Hi Manchika, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good. Really happy to be here. Are
Thank
you
you
able
so
to
much for joining
hear
us.
me clearly?
Yes, I can. Okay, so guys, I would just like to give you a briefing about this session. So today's session is divided basically into three halves. In the first half, I'll be asking a few questions to Simran. In the second half, we'll be taking up the questions from the audience side. And audience, once again, I request you all to place your questions in the question tab, which is placed right below on your phone screen. And it is in the form of a question mark icon, because otherwise it will become very difficult for me to take up the questions from the comment section below. So please make sure that you put your questions on the question tab. All right. And in the third and the final half, we are going to have a rapid fire round wherein I'll ask you a few questions and hopefully you will give me answers which are very rapid and full of fire.
This is like Karan Johar's set over here.
Of course, but in the CA fraternity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Simran, as we all know, and we all read the post that was posted on fraternity's Instagram handle,
Yeah.
wherein you said that after your 10th class, you had to fight for taking up commerce. So,
Yeah.
how was it all like? Please tell us
So
about it.
so it's just basically like a assumption, right? That if you've gotten good grades in your 10th boards, you automatically take science. It was a very similar thing. I was a good student. I had a 10 CGPA, but then I didn't really want to take commerce. I mean science. And my parents had this smart idea where I could take science and yet still do CA. So they said, keep them science like CA kar lena. So I was like, what is the point if I have to do CA? I might as well just take commerce, right? But it's about the whole your options remain open discussion that so many people have. Ki it's easy to switch later. Um, it was really not a fight. I had to. For me, it was very dramatic. I had written science on my form, and when I went to the principal's room, in our school, we had to talk to the principal before we take up an elective. I mean, the 2 years. And then right after that, I was like, I don't really want to do that. Even my principal was like, but you're smart, so why wouldn't you take commerce?
Yeah, so that perception which you said.
Exactly. But then it was okay. I said, you know what, if you want me to do CA and want me to take science, I'm not doing that. So in my school, all of us who took commerce, there were like four people. Two of them, so all of us had like perfect CGPAs. For the first time, we had 410 CGPAs in commerce class.
Okay.
So now I think it's become a little better than when it was 6 years ago.
Now even more and more students who score 10 CGPA, they are also going for commerce. So the basically that conventional idea is actually changing now,
Yeah, for
which is a
sure.
good thing.
And if you see, the cutoffs for science are higher, and maybe there's a good reason for that. So it's automatically assumed that अगर तुम्हें cutoff नहीं हुआ, then that's when you take the commerce plan. But let's see.
Right, of course. Okay, so moving on to the next question, which is post qualifying your CPT and IPCC, you pursued your articleship from PwC Chennai, right?
Yeah.
So, how was your experience there, and how was it managing the whole idea of CA final studies along with your work and all of that? And do you feel that a Big Four articleship places somewhat more pressure on you because you have those stringent timings, or is it like equally fine? It does not really matter. What is your take on it?
No, no. Big Four articleship for sure puts you through the grind a little bit more. A little bit more is me sugarcoating it a lot more. But then again, there are a lot of firms, the mid-sized firms as well these days, they don't spare you. So actually speaking, no matter which firm you're going to, your articleship with your CA final prep is going to be a challenge. There's this one thing my senior told me that the CA pass percentages at that point were around 5-6%. So their mantra was basically that, anyway, 6% of the people only pass final. So are you saying all 6% of them are from mid-sized firms and nobody from Big Four passes final? So that kind of stuck with me that, it's got nothing to do with whether you're in a small firm or a big firm. The pressure is going to be there. Yes, it's going to be a little harder in a Big Four because the work takes a lot more precedence over there. But I think it's a very fair trade-off for the kind of exposure you get for the brand value it carries. So I don't regret that decision. It's hard to follow through because you'll be working till like late nights and then early morning classes. But
Working
every
weekends
CA,
also.
yeah. Weekends used to be in office for us, literally. But I think every CA student goes through it. We go through a little bit more, but we also get something extra out of it. So it's just, it's a cost benefit analysis for an individual person.
Yeah. And ultimately, it all boils down to the CA final pressure only, no matter which firm you're opting for.
Yeah, ultimately, the last 4-5 months, if you're able to buckle down, I think you should be fine.
Right. Okay. And then you post qualifying, you worked with Nestle for about a year's time, right?
Yeah.
And then you had this inclination towards studying.
I
And
did
so,
actually.
MBA like
Yeah.
always in the cards, or how is it like?
Always. In fact, after my 12th grade, I'd like written to IMA and I'd asked them that, I'm planning to do an MBA after my CA, but I want to do a correspondence degree, basically, from IGNU. So is that okay? I just wrote to IMA. I don't know why I thought ki baki IIMs ka kya criteria. I didn't even check it.
Yeah.
So I just wrote an email and they said, "Ha, theek hai, it's fine. You can go ahead." So I remember in my Nestle ka interview also, the first, second interview we had, I had told there also that, what when they ask you that, what do you see yourself do 4-5 years down the line, and I said that, I do want to study further. So even when I was leaving Nestle, my bosses and everybody were they all knew that I do want to study further. So it was not sudden. I've always wanted to do an MBA.
Okay. So MBA has always been there as a dream.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, great. And also, you've done your graduation from IGNU. That's
Yeah.
a correspondence degree. So
Yeah.
does that used to be a problem while you're applying for the top B schools and like after clearing CAT and all of that?
For sure. As in, is it like, are you like ineligible to write the CAT or apply to the colleges? No. But IGNU has a special provision where they take your CPT, IPCC marks and they average it out with a little bit of extra component for assignments or something. So if you've done really well in IPCC and CPT, even then you'll end up getting like a 70% in your undergrad. and you'll be pitted against other people who've gone to regular college who have like a 8.5 CGPA. So you'll miss out terribly. Not to mention the fact that in colleges it's not just entering. Once you enter, you realize that there's a lot of value to what you did in your undergrad, which for CA students is what, zero. Even if you go to a regular college, it's probably really hard managing everything. So not having a college experience in an MBA, I think it does put you at a disadvantage, partially set off by the fact that you are a chartered accountant, but not entirely. Correspondence कर लिया तो वो CGPA वाला angle जो आ जाता है, that's very very critical. So I would really recommend that don't do the IGNOU route. Find like other universities where you can write the entire papers. IGNOU may you write only 3-4 papers and you get your CPT IBCC scores. Uh, don't do it. Just
So like,
research.
you say this for the other correspondence modes as well, like SOL and all of that, or you will say ki, like you're saying this for regular college versus correspondence, or specifically for the IGNOU MOU thing?
So if you are doing regular college, nothing like it, because I think in Bombay, I have friends who have managed to do regular college with the articleship even from
And the
before.
internship is allowed.
Yeah. In Calcutta, you see most of the CAs are going to Xavier. So that is the best case scenario. If you do have to take correspondence, like I was from Chennai, in Chennai, we didn't really have an option, any college where you could do both simultaneously. In that case, I would recommend that don't do the IGNOU route in correspondence. Research a little bit more about correspondence courses that give you more marks. It's all about the marks. At the end of the day, BCom won't teach you anything more than CA. So just look out for yourself and try to do a course which is more lenient with the marking, I guess.
Because ultimately those marks will be counted for your
It
selection.
will really, yeah, it will play a role.
Great. Okay, then do CAs, while you're applying for IIM Ahmedabad, was there
Yeah.
some percentile relaxation given to you being a chartered accountant?
Yeah, for sure. Especially in Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is so there's no golden rule. It's a kuch bhi nahi hai ki you get a particular percentile and you'll get a call. It doesn't exist. What I've seen is that yes, CAs do have percentile relaxations, especially in Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is the college which takes the most number of CAs. Calcutta में नहीं होता. Bangalore में, if you're a top 10 ranker, then you get a huge advantage. You get a call even if your percentile. It doesn't matter. So it's really college centric, but as a professional degree, it does get weightage. Even for me, I mean, but it really depends on your 10th, 12th, and undergrad scores as well. So if you're a CA with like a 70-60% in 10th and 12th, that relaxation probably will not work for you. So I had really consistent scores throughout the they call it 998, which is 90% plus in 10th, 90% plus in 12th, and then your undergrad scores. So unless you have that trifecta, it's going to be really hard to get the percentile relaxation. But if you do, I can definitely speak for Ahmedabad. They do give you a call at lower percentiles because of your owing to your chartered accountancy.
Okay, and what about the others like IMB and IMC? What is there?
No. IMB also gives you relaxation. IMB gives you top 10 single digit जो भी top 10 rankers होते हैं उनको even at lower percentiles they get a call. Bangalore is very workex heavy. So even if you're a CA with 2 years workex, then I've seen people get calls at 97, which usually Bangalore goes up to 99 rather. Calcutta doesn't care. Calcutta, you have to get that 99.6 plus for men, and I think it's a 98.5, 98.6 plus for women. They don't care about whether you're a CA or not.
It's
They
entirely CAT based and percentile.
yeah. So they have weightages, magar broadly, if you see, no special brownie points for being a CA at Calcutta.
And does the articleship of CA of 3 years, does it count as work experience for your MBA thing?
No, it does not count as workex.
Okay.
It's good. You can put it on your CV for sure, what you've done. And if you've done good work, then that's going to go a long way helping you in the interviews. But as an application, if you're a CA with 0 post-qual workex, you're a fresher.
And what, according to you, will be the right time to attempt the CAT paper? Like while a student is in the final stage or after like qualifying chartered accountancy?
I get this question so much, left, right, and center, that मेरा CA हुआ नहीं है.
Exactly, and the final students are always like, there's something or the other is always going on in their minds. That ये भी कर लेते हैं, ये भी कर लेते हैं. And CAT is like on that topmost list. That
Priority.
CAT, yeah. So,
So I always, I mean, this is an opinion. Obviously, I'm not. I don't really know as a person what would fit you the best. But in my mind, if you're at CA final, your attempt is 6 months down the line. You should really just focus on CA final and not on the CAT. Because as soon as you become a CA, the CAT ka, the percentile relaxations come into play. And as a CA, the other things, tumne college, so in all likelihood, you've not done it really well. So unless you're from a big institute where you've done a lot of good work, getting a call is hard, and justifying the whole thing is hard. So I would say it's best to finish your CA and then you can venture
yeah.
on to the MBA route here.
Guys, I would again request you to please place your questions in the question tab given below.
No, you don't have to pay attention to those questions. Those questions are from my friends who are
Okay.
asking if I did CA or not. So these guys have known me since I was 10 years old, and they think that
Okay. Okay. So they are here for you.
yeah, they're here to make fun of me, not for
Okay. Okay. And yes, what was your mindset during the months of preparation for CAT?
Yeah, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a backup plan, so there was no mindset. It was I might as well study a lot and get like
There
a
must be
decent percentile.
something going on in your mind के pressure है या नहीं है, and how were you dealing with the same?
Yeah, pressure. It's always the pressure is always there. Not going to say no, but it's really. I mean, there's no point, right? At the end of the day, cat is a very one-day game. So if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I was prepared कि अगर नहीं होगा, then I'll start searching for a job again. That takes the pressure off. Being a CA takes the pressure off a little bit for sure because at the end of the day,
You
you
also
might
have a certain thing,
yeah.
and a CA, not a certain thing, a CA to bank upon. So that is a big thing.
Maybe. I think that is, some people are saying that no, there's no question tab down there, which even I can't really.
There's a question icon, question mark icon placed. Can you guys see that? Just
No, I
near to
don't
the
think.
comment section. There's a question mark icon placed.
No, even I don't see it. I don't think so.
I see it.
Okay. My boss from Nestle has joined as well. Let's see.
Oh, great. So do IIMs gives percentile relaxation to a guy being the CA and CFA? Someone just asked.
Yeah. I think 2 months texting saying the question tab is not showing up, and no, the CFA will help you in the interview stage for sure. If you have an inclination towards finance, it helps you sort of cement that. But then it doesn't really help you get a shortlist. The CA, of course, as I had mentioned, that does help you get calls at lower percentiles.
And what about this anxiety thing? We also read in your post that you had developed severe anxiety while you were pursuing CA.
Yeah.
So how was all that about? And I'm sure that a lot of people from the audience also would have gone through the same, and especially people who go through multiple attempts. So how to deal with that kind of pressure? Because I think if a person is going through multiple attempts or is not going through multiple attempts, at certain stage that pressure pops up.
True. For
So
me,
how to
honestly, that happened during my CA phase. कैट के लिए इतना नहीं हुआ था मुझे because obviously CA is something it was key. Even if I don't pass this attempt, I'll have to write the next and the next, and cycle will continue. God knows till when. It was a very, मतलब 5 months sitting in a room and studying 12,000 pages. It can take a lot out of anybody. I don't have to tell you. You guys are all mostly CAs as well, or CA students. Uh, but I was not the only one, but I'm saying that I've seen a lot of people who handled it much better than I did. I have friends who were rank holders who would make it look so easy कि हाँ मतलब पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, chill भी कर रहे हैं, उनका rank भी आ गया. I was so full blown. I had like an eczema problem, my skin disease, whatnot. I think one thing that helped me was I stopped feeling sorry for myself. I was like, ठीक है, it's okay, it happens. Then just pick yourself up and move on. I think I gave myself a lot of like I didn't let myself make these excuses. Ki, "Arey, how will I write the paper? Or I'm not feeling well, or everything." It's just one fine day you decide, you get up and you say, you know what, I anyway have to keep writing the exam until I clear it. So might as well. The first attempt is the easiest to clear, guys. So that's for sure. So don't get into
And
that
as
mindset.
you
Is what I
also
would say.
said that it's just nothing, so you just go and study. So I think that is what
Yeah,
it is. Stop pitying
yeah.
yourself. get up
Yeah,
by.
it's that you live in that first वो 2 घंटे का तुमको अगर cost accounting solve करना है तो तुम पहले वो solve करो. उसके बाद if you have a mental breakdown, take that as it comes. Like I used to keep thinking about the future and get tensed. So I mean, अगर what if I fail? What if I don't remember the thing I study? What if this question comes? That didn't really help, right? Nobody knows. So
So worrying for the uncertainty is going to do no good.
yeah, yeah. And plus, I was like worst case क्या होगा मैं वापस लिखूंगी ठीक है वो नौबत नहीं आई thankfully but you make peace
Mental
with your
recovery, I
worst.
think, important हो जाता है उस time पे. That it is
Yeah,
not the end of life.
exactly. It is a very small part of life.
Yes, and what is your take on if an individual should pursue a qualification post CA, like an MBA or a CFA or whatever?
It really depends if you are someone who wants to be a practicing chartered accountant, if tax and accounts are what drive you. I think then there's no need because DCA is the ultimate authority, I would say, at least on the audit and attestation services, largely even the taxation practices. But if you are somebody who wants to get into like a core finance role, or if you want to go to consulting, or if you want to do like a plethora of other things, I'm not saying that an MBA is the only way to do that, but it does make a lot of things easier.
Right. I see a lot of interesting comments in the comment section.
That's also a CA from IIM Ahmedabad. She's also she'll be a CA batchmate of mine at a
Okay.
yeah.
Great. Yes, and what do you think is the difference in the preparation of CA final and the CAT?
There is
How do
no
you
similarity. There is zero similarity. I have gotten questions like कितने घंटे पढ़ाई करूं, last day revision के notes कौन देगा? We have मतलब last day revision notes कौन से sir देते हैं? I mean the kind of questions that I have this website that I run. So there's a page where people can reach me and I all the CAs I keep telling them नहीं है CA final नहीं है last day का revision मैं कैसे करूंगा वो tension भी नहीं है वो एक formula sheet याद करनी होगी तुम्हें कुछ नहीं. One more CA from A has joined us. So it's really not at all about last day revision or which classes to take or how many hours it will. If you are at the 60th percentile, it will be really hard to come to 99. If you're at 95, it will be easier to come to 99. My advice is take one mock, realize where you 3 of us. अंकुश यू आर माय व्हाट डू यू से यार वंशिका तुम्हारा वीडियो बहुत वो आ
Yeah,
रहा है
there's some technical glitch.
इट्स ओके जस्ट टेक योर टाइम
Okay. Are you able to see me, Simran?
I'm able to hear you. It's a little shoddy, the network. I'm not able to see you at all, though.
Okay. It will probably take 1 to 2 minutes. Actually, the power supply
Yeah,
has
yeah,
been
yeah.
cut.
Let me
So
reply
about
to some of the
later
comments
session,
down
yes.
as you settle it.
Yeah.
Bianca telling Madam why you're not replying. Bianca, you can personal message me. I will reply to you then.
I think now it is fine.
Yeah, I think I can see you again. You're back up.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, there was a technical glitch in between, which was quite expected. Okay, so talking about the unconventional MBA, which is your
Yeah.
initiative. So one of our teammates has asked to ask that why is it unconventional and why is it not the conventional MBA? So what is the story behind this name?
So this story is very simple. It was something that I started just for CAs, right? Because when I was doing the preparation, especially when it came to the interview parts, it became really, really difficult to sort of predict the kind of questions I would be expected to know the answers of. So I started making like these notes. I had like a full-blown word pad where I would write down things, and I had this mind कि मैं ना I'll go and publish it on Quora or something. Uh, And so that's how it started. Then I realized I have too much content for one Quora post. So let me make a website out of it. So I named it the CA MBA, right, initially. And then after that, what had happened is a lot of all of my friends, all of us discussed, and we were all saying, you're going too niche. Tomorrow, you might want to do a little bit more than just the CA bit of it. That is when it was very unconventional because I couldn't find a single CA MBA guy. I had a lot of guidance, there's no denying that, but there was no real one source to go to for the kind of a non-engineer platform, especially for CAs. So that's how it started. And then it's taken off in a way that I cannot even sort of express because it's been like 2 months and the response has been insane. So that is why it's the unconventional MBA, because how many CAs do you know who are doing an MBA? So I like to say it's unconventional.
Right. Okay. Okay, guys. So now we'll be moving on to our second round.
Nishant is saying, Yashodan, please follow what Simran ma'am is saying. Yashodan, did you have a question?